Next up, we've got Kazarian winning the now vacant X title over Shannon Moore and Homicide. This is a big match. It gets a lot of praise, 3.5 stars. Dave just says it's really good. And boy, they're pulling out all the stops to where just a few minutes into the match, the whole place is chanting, "This is awesome." I can't help but think Kazarian is one of the great what ifs in wrestling history. It just feels like this dude should have been money from day one. And I know he's had a bunch of different opportunities here and there, but I don't know if the timing was never right. But I fall for it every time. I mean, he challenged for the TNA title not too long ago. And I was like, this is it. He's going to do it this time because I don't know. He's one of the legitimate great guys in wrestling. But he's got great promos, he's got great matches. But I feel like he brings out the best in his opponents. And I wonder, do you think on some level he might be viewed and used almost like a Dolph Ziggler was in WWE, where he's so good it actually works to his detriment?
I definitely think that's, and when you look at the combination of these three, I agree with everything you said about Frankie, but Shannon Moore is another guy.
Yes.
I don't want to say fell through the cracks, but the timing throughout his career, he just never had, and I'm not saying he had all bad timing or all bad breaks. It's just that he was either a few months early or a few months late from really being at the right place at the right time, because what an incredibly unique look Shannon has, and he can back it up with his ring work. And you know, you go back and people chuckle about 3 count and all that, but just kind of the progression that, oh man, this is what he did in his early career. And then he morphed into the Prince of Punk. Man, it just, if he could have latched onto that, and then the Punk story. And anyway, but Frankie, same thing. I always used to, I was just seeing a clip online about the Dark Side and Eddie Gilbert, and it brought me back to the podcast we did. But I can always hear my old man in my ear talking about a talent that, as good as Tommy Gilbert was, in a lot of ways, his entire career, he was always with, hey, let's put Tommy with so-and-so because we can put him in a single tag, 6-man, whatever. We know it's going to be a good match. Frankie the same way, exact same way. His ability to bring the best out of any type of opponent might have worked against him on certain occasions.
Let's talk about the next match. We've got a fun one here with Team 3D taking on Hall and Nash. Now, once upon a time, this would have been great fun. You know, if we could have got 1997 or 1998, the Dudley Boys versus the Outsiders, this could have been really fun. It was still fun from a nostalgia standpoint when I watched it back. It gets 3 stars. It is a little weird in that it's a false count anywhere match. I know it's a cage match, but it's a false count anywhere match. So I'll just listen to you try to tell me how that's not silly, because
I wasn't in creative, so I don't know how they arrived at it other than, hey guys, the 4 of us in a cage for anything longer than 5 to 7 is not going to be really dynamic, and every match tonight has a different stipulation. Let's do something different and make a cage match a false count anywhere, and with the right delivery of the right promo, Bubba's going to get out there and say, hey, and he's going to dress it up and dress it up and dress it up, and the people are going to explode and clap. But then, you know, maybe Uncle Johnny leans over to his brother who's been watching wrestling together for 30 years. Wait a minute. Did we just cheer for the stipulation that the cage match is not going to be a cage match? Yep, that's what we did. All right, then. Come on.
The main event is something else, but before we get there, it's Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson. And I mean, here Dave's saying that this is a match of the year candidate, so I know what you're thinking. Well, this must be when Kurt Angle got 5 stars. Never on his best day has Kurt Angle had a 5-star match, according to Dave Meltzer. It's just never happened. I don't know why Kurt couldn't get it together, but we're praying for him. I mean, this is silly, but it got 4.5 stars. It goes 20 minutes and 54 seconds. This is the standout match from the show. There's blood everywhere, as you may imagine. Anderson is going to rub Angle's blood all over his chest. This is a old school, bloody, badass match, but also with some crazy stuff off the top. Kurt Angle, you've put on your Mount Rushmore of in-ring performers and guys you shared the ring with. I don't think it can even be debated. Of course, I'm having a little fun with the tongue in cheek about the 5 stars. I think we all agree this is about as good as of a performer as you can get in Kurt Angle here, and he's putting on quite a show. And that's not to say, by the way, that Mr. Anderson didn't hold his own. It takes 2 to tango. And Angle then gives a speech where he says that he's going to be taking some time off to mentally regroup. And when he comes back, he's going to win the world title. By the way, the week after this, he opened a health food cafe in Pittsburgh, which I think is kind of fun. He's ever the entrepreneur like you and I. What did you think of a performance like this? A bloody Angle in a cage match? Come on, sign me up.
I appreciate it more today than I did back then. And back then, I can remember in the studios, being around the office, the days following it, maybe being down west, conversations, coffee maker, the night of for sure. But I followed this all the, I was up next, but the people in the arena, but looking at the highlights, I got to comment on what you said. Dave not giving, and look, you know how I feel about the star rating, and it's subjective, and it is what it is. And Dave has his prerogative. He can rate anything you want at any that's his deal. But if this doesn't absolutely prove Meltzer's just blatant hatred of the TNA brand in so many ways, because when you watch this match and the other matches that he's given 5 stars to, no disrespect to anybody, and you don't give this one, you just go, okay, it's not a Kurt issue. It's not really an Anderson issue. It's a TNA issue. But because this match, and I can remember multiple times watching an AJ Styles performance, and after it's over, in my mind, I go, look, people could have good matches. There's only a few people with their athletic ability can do that. This match is like, okay, Kurt can have great matches, but man, when he wants to take it to another level, he does it in a way that, okay, only Kurt can do that. Like, and I'm a basketball junkie, and a couple of performances over the last couple of weeks, you just kind of look at these guys and go, okay, they played regular season ball. Now they're playing big boy basketball, and they play for 48 minutes, and the defense and this and that. That Buddy Al last night had 33, 9 for 11 3-pointers in a game 7. You just go, okay, they're not just pro. They're the best of the best of the best, and they're on their game. Kurt, this night, to me, it's one of his top 5 best matches in TNA history. I won't include the WWE because then you really get into it. But as far as TNA, they tore, and I don't want Ken was there. Got to see him a couple of weeks in St. Paul. It was so good to see old Ken. But man, they tore it up, and Kurt took things to another level, and incredibly hard to follow, no doubt. But Kurt tore the house down like only he can. He was freaking awesome. Go out of your way, as Conrad says, to watch this match.
It really is unbelievable, and it'll give you a whole new appreciation for Kurt Angle. I mean, I think he's had so many good matches, it's easy to take them for granted. I mean, it really is, because he can do every style. But this match in particular, I think, is a real standout. And clearly Dave agrees. I mean, he said it's a match of the year candidate. Darn it, just not good enough for that other half star.
But God, man, it's crazy.
SaveWithConrad.com.
Yeah, I'm Justin Ruffin from Knoxville, Tennessee. What got me to Save with Conrad was the 83 Weeks podcast. I really wasn't thinking about getting rid of any debt. I just wanted to cash out some equity in the house to do remodeling. But I did both, so that was pretty awesome. Worked out great. Redid the foyer, built pantry space, and there's little odds and ends when I first bought the house that I wanted to take care of, and we were able to take care of it. So, yeah, paid off 2 cars and some credit card debt. So probably all in all, getting $30,000 in that, and then I got some $30,000 more equity out of the house, and still plenty of equity left over. So payment's good. I lowered my interest rate. I'm in a much better spot than I was. Super easy. Everybody was great. Very, very awesome people. Francis and Steve were great to work with. They're awesome. Made it for a very easy, seamless experience. I'd probably say all in all, probably $1,000 a month at least. I'm gonna lowered my interest rate, especially the way the interest rates are right now, which is, that's amazing. I'm Justin Bruckman from Knoxville, Tennessee. I saved over $1,000 with SaveWithConrad.com, and I did a lot of renovations with that money as well.
That's number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. SaveWithConrad.com.